Well, this week, the E3 Alliance celebrates 10 years of serving the region. That's a complete decade. E3 stands for Education Equals Economics. Here are just a few of the organization's accomplishments over the years. E3 has increased the STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and math, student pipeline by more than 600% since 2006. It's also launched the English Language Learner Rubric in 20 schools to build a bilingual student population. And E3 has spearheaded the largest in-school flu shot campaign in Texas history, with almost 20,000 flu shot vaccines given across the state. This week, E3 is hosting a fundraising party that you can go to called Geeks in Boots. Here to talk to us about it, and plus how Texas is helping other students through education, is Jacob Freire.
Yes.
All right, and he is the president and CEO of Texas Association of Community Colleges. Good morning.
Good morning, Judy.
So we mentioned all those things that E3 has done, but to put it simply, the whole point of E3 is building up students through education and making sure that there is a clear pipeline from high school to college, because education, of course, you need it in this day and age. So talk to me about the next steps for E3. The next 10 years looks like what?
So the next 3 years is building on the 10 years of incredible work that they've done in the field, working with school districts, working with higher education institutions, and working with nonprofit organizations. We have done a lot of work, and yet there's much more ahead. If you look at 8th graders who are in public schools today in Texas, only 1 in 5 get a higher education credential 11 years out. 11 years out. If you look at poor students who are in 8th grade today in Texas, only 1 in 10 get a higher education credential years out. E3 Alliance has built a strong foundation of evidence and collaborations, and we need to build that for the years ahead.
So basically what those numbers say is that it's fewer of them, 20% only, getting a college degree,
Right.
and it takes them longer to do it. It takes them more than a decade to finish that. So what's happening with them? Why?
So there's a number of things that are taking place. There's certainly students in poverty and students who are first-generation college students, meaning neither mom nor dad have a higher education credential. They just have a lot more work to do because, first of all, college is largely unaffordable for them in some spectrums. And also, there's just a basic lack of knowledge of higher education as a whole. And those students tend to go to institutions called K-12 school districts where they're just not ready coming into higher education.
I also read too that it could be the culture of college, whereas other students who have parents who've gone to college, they can pick up the phone and say, hey, what do I do about this calculus class? Where these kids don't have that resource of knowing what to expect on the campus itself.
It's really an issue of knowledge and experience and the networks.
Yeah.
Certainly, if mom and dad have a higher education credential, they've had that experience, they have a network of resources, networks available to them. For some of our students, they don't have that. It may be the high school counselor may be the only point of contact that gives them the context of what that college experience looks like.
Now, Jacob, you're a first-generation college student
yes.
With your family, and how is that playing with the first generation, also to its immigrants too, newly arrived immigrants coming into the country? And we just went through a presidential election campaign season where education was not factored high on the list of topics, which probably unprecedented also in and of itself. Why is this, I guess, discussion not happening in our country, where we know we have newly arrived legal immigrants who are coming into the country? They need to be educated.
So that's a great question, Gigi. And I think that there were elements of the education spectrum that were called out during the election, is particularly if you look at jobs. If you look at what drove much of the discussion was the economy and the populist need for jobs, for work, for meaningful wages. Education is a solution towards that, and we didn't talk about education as a solution, but it really was a component of that.
Right.
What E3 Alliance is doing here in Central Texas, for example, is to really address at the core what we need to do in order for students, for family members to have those jobs that we want to have.
Got it. Okay, so now big celebration planned for later on this week, on Tuesday. What's going to happen at your celebration?
So we're going to celebrate 10 years of the incredible work that E3 Alliance is doing. We're going to have quite literally a celebration among colleagues and friends and partners and collaborators. And then we're going to think about the future, just like you talked about at this interview. We're going to talk about the future and how we can further collaborate.
It's called Geeks in Boots. How'd you come up with that name?
So E3 Alliance is built on a foundation of of data. These are evidence folks. These are people who embrace the whole notion of being nerds in data, but data are important. It's important for us to be informed, even as we find solutions for the future.
But the boots, which suggests that you have your marching orders, so that means there's work to do. Boots on the ground.
Right. Boots on the ground, indeed.
All right, really quickly, tell everybody how they can attend this ceremony if they would like to go.
So I would invite people to come to the E3 Alliance website and learn about what we're doing today, what we're doing this week, and what we're going to be doing in the future.
All right, Geeks and Boots, November 15th. Good luck and congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to it.